I'm energized and ready to continue serving as the 20th Ward Alderman with courage, dedication, vision, and experience. It took courage for me to stand up for taxpayers in the face of special interests, to get local control of the police department and the firefighter pension fund, and saving $7 to $10 million per year. In a very diverse ward with many competing interests, I spend 50 to 60 hours per week for city services, meetings, legislation, cutting through dysfunctional government, and I work to balance the interests of businesses and residents for quality of life. A new alderman would be number 28 out of 28. I am one of a handful in a leadership role, likely to be chair of an important committee. That's important not only to the city as a whole, but to the ward because it means more access to city services in our ward. Crime statistics go up and down in our neighborhoods. In 2013, robberies in Gravois Park were down over 46% and are now up but still below 2012 levels. I will not rest as long as there are any crime victims. The city and we all need to be more proactive. I work to get Marquette Park Recreation Center open on Saturdays, youth at risk, grants to local youth programs. I helped open new schools and reopen old schools. I have constantly worked on our nuisance behavior properties. I have supported job opportunities for disadvantaged workers. I helped to keep this facility open. After more than 50 years, we are renovating the field house. In 2001, as a more junior alderman, I was legally redistricted out of the ward. We didn't get any housing money. When I came back, we got housing money. And the St. Louis Business Journal recognized us as one of the hot markets for housing. I got over $1.4 million in stimulus funds for Cherokee Street. As we close in on the reduction in the number of aldermen and having gone through a nasty redistricting as a junior alderman, I want to be here to represent your interests in the 20th Ward. Thank you.
I'm Kara Spencer. For those of you who don't know me, I'm not a politician. In fact, I'm a mathematician. I'm also a mom. I was born down here on the south side. I own my house. I work here in the 20th Ward. I'm raising my family here. I serve on the boards of our Murningville Neighborhood Association as well as the Chippewa-Broadway Business Association. I love St. Louis. I'm committed to the 20th Ward, and I want to make it a better place. The 20th Ward is surrounded by signs of success. However, the ward itself is languishing behind neighboring wards and behind the region as a whole in most measurable accounts. We have a citywide reputation for being unfriendly to small businesses. Our crime here is increasing while it is decreasing citywide. People are leaving our ward 28% faster than they're leaving the city of St. Louis. We have more vacant city-owned properties than any ward on the south side. And our voter turnout rate is the lowest in the entire city. This is not a coincidence. It is the result of legislation and decisions that discourage small business, private investment, and community engagement. We are being held back by outdated ideas and by an old-fashioned way of doing things. It's time for a change. The 20th Ward needs a new approach. For 12 of the last 13 years, I've done mathematical modeling for the pharmaceutical industry. I traveled around the world and taking complex data and boiling it down to make informed decisions. At the end of the day, I'm a problem solver. And what I see down here in the 20th Ward are problems that we're not addressing. I'm so committed to solving these problems that I'm decided to campaign for the opportunity to do so. I've learned a lot along the way, and most of which I've learned from listening to you, and I will continue to do so, and I look forward to the opportunity to do it.
Thank you. All right, we have lots and lots of questions, as I said. I think what I'm going to do is kind of start with those close to home, and then move things out geographically, if you will. All right? Ms. Spencer, if you would answer our first question first, and this one is, if you have other employment than being an alderman, how would you avoid conflict of interest situations? And I'm going to team that up with another one that says, do you intend to be full-time or do you have other jobs? So what is your approach going to be, full-time alderman, or are you going to be working on other things?
It's a good question. I'm not entirely sure how the next year will play out for my employment, but I am open to working part-time in addition to being an alderman. That's not to say that I will for sure, but as far as conflicts of interest, my current employers, Southside Spaces and Nebula Co-working, I think that the goals of these organizations are very much in line with the goals of the entire ward. We've brought over 50 new businesses to the 20th ward. That's just with Southside Spaces. At Nebula Co-working, we've brought in 100 small businesses and entrepreneurs that feed our small businesses. They go out to eat. They patronize our small businesses. The work that we've done and that I have done for the last year has been very much in line with the goals of our board. As far as the conflict of interest, I think what I would do is introduce transparency. I would disclose all ward capital funds and make sure everyone knows.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I've been a full-time alderman. I was a lawyer practicing law. Also did some teaching at night at St. Louis University in the law school, and I've been a full-time alderman working 50 to 60 hours a week. I'm not on anybody's payroll, and I am completely dedicated to the 20th ward, have been and will continue.
Thank you. Question number 2. Getting into the heat of things, what specifically will you do to help the business districts in the 20th ward attract and retain businesses?
It's very important that we work on infrastructure. We've been doing a lot of that, as I indicated in my opening statement. We were able to get $1.4 million for Cherokee Street. I did work in years past on South Broadway when we had the ability to get some federal funding to work on South Broadway. We need to continue to work with other groups. That includes those who are on the various business districts. They are familiar with the many businesses that are there. We also have Peterson Housing that does a lot of sorts of grants and other loans for various businesses. It's very helpful to be, as I have always been, open and transparent about what we're looking for, and that is for a synergy, working together of businesses and residents. So businesses have a tremendous, wonderful impact upon the community, and also residents need to expect that there will be responsible businesses that are there, and everybody knows upfront.
Thank you very much.